because I've done a video. So came across some information. It's been going around. I kind of wanted to get my bearings about it as far as the diesel community and the future of tuning. So from what I can see is anything 07.5 as far as the Duramaxes, basically anything with a diesel particulate filter or a DPF, you're probably not going to be able to find tunes and exhaust for. Now you'll be able to build your own custom exhaust, but getting a hold of tunes is going to be a lot more difficult. You have PPEI he is no longer doing any off-road tunes. Idaho Rob quit doing them last year. Ever since this EPA has come down, a lot of the bigger players are getting out of the game. Now, like I said, I think anybody with classic body style Chevy and you know, the older Dodges and not sure about Power Strokes, but pretty much anything pre-DPF you'll probably be able to still find stuff for, because all they have is an EGR, and you don't have to tune. You don't have to tune to get rid of the EGR. It does throw a check engine light, but it doesn't put it in any kind of limp mode or anything like that. And you may even be able to use a finger stick to get rid of the check engine light. Now you won't be able to tune, be able to get optimal power out of it, or you may. They just won't be allowed to tune out the EGR. I'm not sure. These details are kind of slow. But what I would say is write the White House, write your local legislator. My feeling on this is if you go out and spend, $50, $60, $70,000 on a vehicle, where do they have the right to tell you what you can and can't do with that vehicle? Now, yes, you can't, it's against the law to run somebody over, but when it comes to trying to make your vehicle last longer, and the amount of pollutants, honestly, just is so minimal in comparison to other things. If they want to regulate big rigs, which I still don't think that's a good idea, they can do that because that's commercial use. But you and I as an individual, when we go buy our trucks, if we're using them for personal use, as far as I'm concerned, they shouldn't have any legal means, because that's basically telling you you're buying something, but we're only gonna let you use it. And when I buy something, I buy it with the thought that I can do with it as I please, as long as I'm not hurting others. Now, the thing of it is they'll say, well, the emissions hurt other people. Yeah, the emissions hurt other people if you believe in that nonsense. And I still, regardless, don't think that any part of the government should be able to tell you what you do with a vehicle you paid cash for. They can't tell me, what steaks I can cook on my barbecue or in my smoker. It's just very frustrating. I feel like the long arm of the government. Now, if they want to regulate and say they have to leave the factory with this on, fine. But once I pay the money for that item, I should be able to do with it whatever I would like. That's my feeling on it. If you spend the kind of money to buy a diesel truck, you expect to be able to make it last. And you know, there are arguments that, oh, the DPF and the DEF and all of that doesn't really make that much of a difference. It doesn't, and I would say BS. I've known a couple of people who have had to replace um, those filters and those systems, and they're not cheap. So not only are they not cheap, but they're complicating. And I don't think it's necessary. Um, the amount of people that are going to invest the time and money to move that over is fairly minimal, and so I don't think the environmental impact of it is that big. Now, um, my truck, even with the EGR blocked, and the EGR is still intact, even with the blocker plate in there, I still don't puff smoke. I I get on the throttle and there might be a little bit of a haze, but my gas truck put off a bit of a haze when you got on the throttle. But it doesn't puff any, I don't see any black smoke. Matter of fact, when I had the catalytic converter on it, it puffed more black smoke than I do now. So because every time you get on the throttle, it would push the buildup that was building up in the catalytic converter out the tailpipe, and you would get some soot. So anyway, that's kind of my feeling on it. I think that anything prior to the DPF, you'll still be able to get tunes, you'll still be able to get straight pipe exhaust, that sort of thing. It'll be anything DPF forward that will be more difficult. So anyway, guys, you know, let me know what you think, and give me what you guys see out there. Like I said, I was able to go out on Google or onto eBay and Amazon and find straight pipe exhausts for my truck still with no problems, and still relatively inexpensive. I haven't went out and looked for tuning, but I don't think that is going to be too much of an issue. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think, and hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.